Welcome to Belinda's Sewing Secrets. Hi, I'm Belinda. In this next video, we're going to look at the serger and the rolled hem on the serger. People are afraid of it, and probably because you're changing tensions, and really it's not that scary. So we're going to cover the rolled hem, and then later on in the video we're going to do the narrow hem. So watch till the end, because the narrow hem is used for napery, so tablecloths and serviettes and that type of thing, and the rolled hem is used for clothing. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. Enjoy the video. So when you're going to do a rolled hem on your serger, you would normally do it for the edge of a scarf or the edge of something that's nice and fine, that is going to be a frill or just a hem. If you're going to be making serviettes or a tablecloth, you're going to do a narrow hem, and the machine setting is the same, but the narrow hem doesn't fold the fabric over into a little roll like you would have on clothing. So for a tablecloth or serviettes, you would do a narrow hem, and for clothing, you'd do a roll hem. But the setup of the machine is the same. The only difference is one of the tensions will be slightly different. So we'll do the rolled hem first, and then I'll change the tension and show you how you would set it for a narrow hem. People do use a rolled hem on serviettes, but if you have a look at the ones from the shop, you'll see that they actually have a narrow hem. So the first thing you would do is make sure that you're doing a decent 4 thread. So I've set it up for a 4 thread, and I've tested the 4, and it's fine. So the tension setting is good. So to do a rolled hem, I need to change a few settings on the machine, and the first one is to remove the left-hand needle. So I'm going to just remove the needle. Now when you do that, leave the needle threaded. So if you drop it, it's attached to something, which makes it good peace of mind. And then you're just going to cut the thread off. So that needle's gone. So we've taken the needle out, and on this machine, the next thing we're going to do is drop. I'm going to raise the foot and just get the thread off the needle plate, and I'm just going to remove this little stitch tongue. Now some sergers you're going to have to remove this plate and replace it with, usually it's called the B plate. And what the plate has missing is this little section, which makes your stitch wider. So when you take it away, it makes your stitch narrower, because your stitch is formed on a plate, and now it's going to just be formed on this little pin that's there. Okay, when you've fiddled with something, turn the flower wheel by hand, just to make sure that everything is clear and there's nothing obstructing. Okay, and then you're just going to close it. So the next thing I'm going to do is just test sew that to make sure that everything's well. And if you can see that, it's just a narrow 3 thread, which is a bit spread out. So now to do a rolled hem, you want the stitching closer together. So I'm going to change the length down to 1. And you want the top thread to roll all the way around and roll this fabric into a little tunnel. And to do that, you need to tighten the green tension. So you're tightening the tension on the right-hand side. So on your machine, it's the looper in the front. And your tension will be the one on the right hand side. So it's this one on the front, not the back looper, the front one. So we're going to make this tighter, and you can start all the way up at 7. And you can go from 7 to 8 to 9. But make sure that, as I said in the beginning, that your normal 4 thread is nice, because that determines what your rolled hem is going to look like. Okay, so let's just test it. And have a look at that. I can still see the other looper thread, so it isn't pulling it over enough, so I'm just going to tighten it a bit more. And that's actually very nice. It's rolled it over nicely. You really can go all the way up to 9 if you have to, but this fabric is a cotton. It's 100% cotton, and you would usually do a rolled hem on something finer, so like this for a scarf, that type of thing. So once I go onto here, so that's perfect. It's rolled it over nicely. The stitching is not too squashed up together. That's beautiful. So for the edge of a scarf, that would be your rolled hem. Now if you were going to do a narrow hem, say these were serviettes for instance, then what you would do is you're going to go back to that green tension, and you're just going to put it back where it was when you started, and I believe it was on 4. Leaving your length on 1 and your differential on 1. And if you have a look at that, that's a really nice little narrow 3 thread, and then that's your rolled hem. So they look different. So for serviettes you would do a narrow hem, and for a scarf and a frill and clothing you would use the rolled hem. And your rolled hem, if you were doing bridal work, that type of thing, you can actually sew it with fishing line inside there if you need to. There's enough space in that roll to put something that's going to make it firm and make your frill prouder. Okay, so that's rolled hem, and then if you're doing serviettes, tablecloths, you would do a narrow hem. So I hope you found that helpful. Remember, your overlockers, your sergers, they're all basically the same but different. So as I said, you may need to take the plate off, or you have a device that will move that little stitch tongue out of the way and allow you to just remove a needle, change a tension, change the length of your stitch, and do a rolled hem. Thank you for watching this video. If you got some useful information from it, please give me a like, share with a friend, and comment below. I'm happy to do videos on anything sewing related. So if you need some help or if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I will answer them. Linda Lou will point out a video that is relating to the same subject that I think you might find useful. And then I will see you in the next video.